Hello everyone, Talon Gillespie here. Welcome back to my channel. And today I have a special Walt Disney review for you. Now, this is a different kind of Disney review. This is actually a Disney Pixar toy review. So, this is actually the review of the Disney Pixar figures. So, for example, like for the Pixar movies, we have for example, Toy Story, Monsters Inc., or Monsters University, The Incredibles, Finding Nemo, or Finding Dory, Ratatouille, Cars, what else? A Bug's Life, and oh yeah, the new one, Elemental, and Disney Pixar Lightyear. So coming soon is Elemental, Ratatouille, and The Incredibles. So the figures I have here are Toy Story, Monsters Inc., The Incredibles, and Finding Nemo. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's start with the Toy Story figures. So we have like Woody, Buzz Lightyear, Little Bo Peep, and Forky. So let me set this down here. And let's start with one of the characters. So let's start with Woody right here. So here's Woody. It looks like he's using his thumb. It's almost like he's saying hello. So that is awesome. Again, I love these figures. So there's no articulation with these figures that I noticed. So we all know Woody from the Toy Story line. And so for the Pixar figures, we have like a base, and you cannot remove them. They're all glued on to the base. But there's actually a logo on the base. So we have like the Pixar ball. That's kind of like the Blues ball from Blues Clues. So that's actually cool. So for Blues ball, it's yellow. It has a red stripe and a blue star. But for the Pixar ball, it's yellow. I think it has a blue stripe and it has a red star. So it's kind of like a reverse version. But anyway, that is cool. So that's Woody right there. Or Sheriff Woody, because he has the sheriff star. Pretty neat. Now let's bring in Buzz Lightyear as well. So we have Buzz Lightyear. It looks like he has his hands on his hips. Okay. So for Toy Story, it has like the Pixar ball, and for the other figures, we have like different logos from different movies, like different titles. So we'll get to that in a minute. So there's Buzz Lightyear. They did a pretty good job, and especially the buttons. Like, for example, blue, green, and red, and the red circle button there. Would have been nice to have some just logos on his chest and some details on his hands. That would have been really cool. And also on his back. It's just plain white. Okay. We have Little Bo Peep. So this is actually from Toy Story 4. And it looks like she has like some tape on her arms. It looks like, for Little Bo Peep, she's actually a glass lamp. So I think she broke both of her arms or something. I don't know. I think that's part of the movie. And another thing is, look. Her foot came off the vase. Isn't that weird? Well, as you all know, there's a peg on her foot. So I may have to bring some super glue and glue that back together. So here's Bo Peep, and she looks pretty nice. And she has her bow staff going on. Pretty nice. And now let's bring in Forky right here. So here's Forky. You know, he's actually a spork. So that looks awesome. So I thought it had a rainbow sticker on his foot, but would have been nice to have a rainbow sticker on his foot. That would have been really nice. So anyway, there's Forky. And I know Bonnie from Toy Story 4 made this in the movie, so that is cool. So that is the Toy Story figures. Let's go to Monsters, Inc. So for Monsters, Inc., we have Mike Wazowski, James P. Sullivan, and Roz. So let's start with Mike Wazowski. So speaking of him, I actually have another Mike Wazowski figure that was in a pack separately. So if you look on them, they're actually the same design, and it's actually Mike Wazowski waving at you. So it's the same thing right there. So here's Mike. So you got the giant eyeball going on, so that is pretty interesting. Oh, oops. So for the title here, it just says Disney Pixar Monsters, Inc. So that's actually a pretty nice base. So that is cool. So that's Mike Wazowski. Now let's go on to Sully, or James P. Sullivan, right here as well. So basically, Mike and Sully are from Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University. So for Sully, he's all blue with purple spots. So there he is. For some reason, you can't even see the logo all that well. Plus, it's almost like he's covering it up with his feet and his tail. So that is interesting. So I love Sully. He's cool. All right, so the next one is Roz.
Wazowski, you didn't file your paperwork last night.
So this character just makes me laugh. So here is Roz, and she does look pretty angry though. So she's actually kind of like a slug. I think that's a slug. So it looks like she's holding a clipboard and a pencil. So looks like she's writing something on the clipboard. So that's very interesting. So she was in Monsters University as well, but she was working for the Child Detection Agency? Like that's part of the Monsters, Inc. franchise. So there's Roz right there. So she is pretty angry. All right. Up next are the two figures from The Incredibles. Now, I know you saw these in my McDonald's review of The Incredibles 2. So all we have is Mrs. Incredible, or Elastigirl, and Mr. Incredible. So let's take a look at Mrs. Incredible. So it looks like she's about to extend something. Okay. So just like with the Monsters, Inc., it has the title Disney Pixar The Incredibles. Okay, so for a second, for Toy Story and Monsters, Inc., the base is blue. And for The Incredibles, the base is orange. So that is cool. So let's take a look at Mr. Incredible. There he is. Looks like he's getting ready to fight Syndrome. You know, Syndrome is like a villain in the first movie, so that is awesome. So here he is. I know you saw these two before, and now let's go to the last two. So the last two figures we have are Finding Nemo. So we have like Nemo and Dory. So here's Nemo, and it looks like for Nemo and Dory, we have a base that looks like water. So that is cool. So, for example, Nemo is a clownfish. You know, he has a big fin and a small fin here. So that is cool. So he's like the same thing as his father, Marlin. So that is cool. So there's Nemo. And we have Dory right here. So her name is spelled Dory, not Droa. Or let me try this again. It's not Dora. It's Dory. Dory. That's how you spell her name. So, does anybody know? Let me know in the comments down below and tell me what type of fish is Dory. What's the name of the fish that Dory is? Let me know in the comments down below. So, we all know that she's from Finding Dory, which I think it's like the sequel to Finding Nemo. So, yeah. So, I know there's other figures like Boo from Monsters, Inc., Rex from Toy Story, Randall, well, he's also from Monsters, Inc., Dash, Violet, and Jack Jack from The Incredibles, but I'm not sure what other characters are in Finding Nemo, but I only know a couple, like Marlin, Nemo, Dory, and the little sea turtle, Squirt. Oh, and also Gil, too, because, you know. So, these are the only Pixar figures I have. And again, coming soon is The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Elemental, and Finding Nemo. So, that will do it for this video. Let me know in the comments section down below and tell me what is your favorite Disney Pixar movie of all time. And let me raise this up. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for new videos. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you later. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.